graduating performing unit is Division 915. Division 915 provides the Arrival Honor Staff, Honor Guard, the Recruit Review Commander, Adjutant, and graduates who provide support assignments for today's ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, you may be seated. Thank you. Divisions. Right.
The knees.
Base. Section leaders. Fall out and collect outer garments. Divisions. Counter. March.
There he is.
Divisions, halt.
Prepare for review. At a normal interval, dress left, dress. Ready, front, left, face. At close interval, dress right, dress. Ready, front, right, face, forward, rest.
May I have your attention, please? For the remainder of the review, no one will be permitted to pass in front of the review stand, and we ask this as a courtesy to our reviewing officer. Photography is certainly encouraged, but we ask that you remain seated and off the drill deck. The photographers you will see on deck throughout the review are the official photographers of Recruit Training Command. commanders, left or right, face, parade, rest.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I'm Lieutenant Jessica Morales, Recruit Training Command's Drill Division Officer. I would like to welcome you to today's passing review. Today, you will see 10 divisions comprised of 669 sailors participating in their graduation ceremony and soon join the most powerful Navy in the world. Please draw your attention to the unit positioned at the center deck. There is the review commander and staff. The review commander is responsible for conducting the graduation ceremony. Today's review commander is Airman Kapua Tukumaran from Copperas Cove, Texas. Let's give them a hand, folks. Performing today is the Triple Threat Unit on their 8th week of training, the State Flags Unit on their 9th week of training, and the Staff Unit on their 10th and final week of training. These units are comprised entirely of recruits. During their night of arrival, recruits are placed into divisions of 88 personnel and assigned division commanders. Recruit division commanders are the backbone of recruit training and are key individuals in the life of every recruit. Division commanders must serve as counselors, disciplinarians, administrators, and military leaders. Above all, they must show themselves as outstanding examples of military bearing, appearance, attitude, and behavior. Each division also has a recruit chief petty officer. This senior recruit supervises the divisional staff positions and leads the division in the absence of their division commanders. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce the graduating divisions, their division commanders, and recruit chief petty officers. As I introduce each division, they will raise the competitive flags that they have earned throughout their training. As I introduce each recruit chief petty officer, the flag representing their home state will also be raised. Please hold your applause until all introductions have been completed. I will be starting from their right. Division 119, commanded by Chief Petty Officer Sean James. Petty Officer First Class Christopher Conboy. Petty Officer First Class Jawan Murray. And their recruit chief petty officer, Seaman Richard Tapla from Pekin, Illinois. Division 120. Commanded by Chief Petty Officer Lilvito Oblima. Petty Officer First Class Zachary Drennan. Petty Officer Second Class Jerome Abea. And the recruit chief petty officer, Jeffrey Lohajal from Amelia Courthouse, Virginia. Division 121. Commanded by Petty Officer First Class Elias Sandoval. Petty Officer Second Class William Pratt. Petty Officer Second Class Shadesha Anderson. And the recruit chief petty officer, Seaman Larry Burns from Louisville, Kentucky. Division 122. Commanded by Petty Officer First Class Nana Obeng. Petty Officer First Class Nicholas Fredericks. Petty Officer Second Class Patrick Fitzgerald. And their recruit chief petty officer, Seaman Christian Rothschild from Orange, California. Division 123. Commanded by Chief Petty Officer Ryan Repp. Chief Petty Officer Joshua Jenkins. Petty Officer First Class Ryan Kemp. And Petty Officer Second Class Adam Drake. And their recruit chief petty officer, Kanaya Scott, from Elizabeth City, North Carolina. Division 125. Commanded by Chief Petty Officer Gregory Schwartz. Petty Officer First Class Carmen Zella. Petty Officer First Class Brett Santiago. Petty Officer First Class Brett Burrow. And the Recruit Chief Petty Officer Seaman Noah Fortner from Colorado Springs, Colorado. Division 126. Commanded by Chief Petty Officer James Coyne. Petty Officer First Class Sean DeLong. Petty Officer Second Class Marvin Griffin. And the Recruit Chief Petty Officer Seaman Jomel Lozada from Temecula, California. Division 127. Commanded by Chief Petty Officer Danny Campos. Chief Petty Officer Manuela Cortez. Petty Officer First Class Nathaniel Post. And the Recruit Chief Petty Officer Seaman William Clark from Modesto, California. Division 128. Commanded by Chief Petty Officer Ray Holland. Petty Officer First Class Micah Smith. Petty Officer Second Class Adam Nelson. And the Recruit Chief Petty Officer Seaman Sabrina Shea from Arlington, Texas. Division 915. Commanded by Chief Petty Officer John Krotz. Petty Officer First Class Luciano Zizani. Petty Officer Second Class Nayeli Corsino. And their Recruit Chief Petty Officer Seaman Kapua Derman from Copperas Cove, Texas. On behalf of the commanding officer and staff of Recruit Training Command, we congratulate these division commanders and Recruit Chief Petty Officers on a job well done.